Hey, it is Wednesday, Wealth Tip Wednesday. If you're just joining me, my name is Colleen Tatum. I'm coming to you from the very cold and wintry Northern Alberta. I'm going to give you a wealth tip today. What I'm talking about today is specific to Canada. So if you are in another country, this tip is a specific Canadian tip. With everything that I teach, you should talk to a professional first. Make sure that it applies to your specific situation because there is no one rule sometimes. Sometimes a lot of these things are subject to interpretation depending on your specific needs and financial situation. But I don't know about you, but having the government pay part of my down payment for a house sounds pretty good. So this is a little hack that I teach folks. I used it with a couple people last year. One lady in particular comes to mind. She was able to buy her first home, which was amazing. So this is how it works. Basically, I love getting the government to pay for things if possible. I love to be able to save and use a little bit of strategy in my money situation. Now, this is how it works. You want to buy a house. You don't necessarily have a down payment. Maybe you want more of a down payment. Maybe you just like the idea of the government contributing to that down payment. Basically, because in Canada, if you have a RSP, you can use the home buyer's plan. What does that mean? If you're a first-time home buyer, or actually if you haven't bought a home in a certain time period, you need to check the rules because they're always changing a little bit. You can use your RSP money to contribute to your down payment, and you won't be taxed on that withdrawal because in an RSP, you are always charged income tax on withdrawals. But what the government does is they say, we want you to buy a house. We want you to be a homeowner. So you can use that home buyer's plan. You can actually also use this for education. We'll let you use that money and we'll pretend that you have not taken it out of your RSP. You have a time period, 10 years, to pay that money back, but you can do that in a couple clever ways. And essentially, you're using that money from your RSP to go towards a down payment. Now, where does the government money come in? How are they paying for my down payment, Colleen? Basically, how it works is, let's say you want to buy a house this year. You put $10,000 into your RSP. The government is going to pretend that you made $10,000 less in income. So let's say, for example, you made $100,000 this year, just using it for easy math. Now the government's going to pretend that you made $90,000 and tax you on the 90. That essentially means you're going to be in a position to get a tax refund. So on a $10,000 RSP deposit, depending on your income tax level, you'll get about $3,000 or $4,000 back in your pocket come tax time. Why does this matter? Well, now you could take that money that the government just refunded you, add it to the 10 grand you put in your RSP, and now you have $13,000 or $14,000, almost 50% more money to put into your down payment. Right now, it especially matters because it's tax season coming up. So at the end of February is when the deadline is. March 1st is the deadline to contribute to 2020 taxes. So this would happen very fast. You deposit $10,000 to your RSP now, you're going to do your taxes right afterwards, and you're going to get that refund very quickly, putting you in a position to get that house and have the government contribute to it. Fun fact, this also works for debt. Say you've got credit card debt sitting there. Put that money into your RSP, get the refund back, pay down that credit card with the government's money. So I think it works really well. Now you might be saying to me, Colleen, I don't have 10 grand. Nice idea, but I don't have 10 grand. Well, you can actually get an RSP loan with fairly decent credit because it's viewed as a fairly secure loan because it's registered against that RSP. And so most institutions will give you an RSP loan fairly easily, and you can use that to put into your RSP. The idea is, again, if you're using that money to buy a house, the little interest you will be paying back to that loan is still going to be less over time than what you're getting back in tax refund. allowing you to buy that house with the government money. Again, of course, you need to look at actual numbers with a professional to make sure this works in your overall financial plan. But I think it's a great way to get the government to contribute to buying that first house, or heck, even paying down some debt. If you have questions, send me a message, but I hope this helps. I hope that you can have a wonderful Wednesday, and let me know if this was helpful to you. Put a comment. I'd love to hear about it. Have a great day.